BPX TV Réseau, chaîne 18.6 digitale, l'espoir de la culture haïtienne.
Je vous salue depuis Little Haiti Culture Complex, côté que notre BPX TV Réseau, ensemble avec qui ça a fait nos communautés, pour présenter Family Action Network Movement, femmes qui pourraient faire une plénière sur l'immigration. Immigration, nous connaissons un dossier qui est sensible, côté que tout pays, depuis que vous ouvrez porte ou bien vous recevoir immigrants, toujours gagne un petit problème. Et c'est comme ça que le gouvernement a toujours travaillé pour voir comment il peut satisfaire les immigrés. BPX TV Réseau, ensemble avec qui ça a fait dans la communauté haïtienne, nous faisons promesse là déjà. Tout côté qui gagne activité, tout côté qui gagne action dans la communauté, nous faisons well, nous faisons vivre. Eh bien, je dis, nous allons regarder bien qui ça a passé dans la plénière, ça a fait sur l'immigration. Moi, c'est Ronit Luma. Pour BPX TV Réseau, particulièrement, qui ça a fait dans la communauté haïtienne. Chita, pour suivre ça qui va passer là. Studio, reprend l'antenne.
Watch BPX TV where you learn and laugh and we are international. BPX TV, the one and only.
C'est en dedans là, l'activité a déroulé. Et il faut me dire que toute l'autre ethnie qui là, qui ne parle pas le créole, il y a une fond qui a fait traduction pour eux, côté qui peut permettre que vous comprendre. Qui c'est Spanish, qui c'est français, n'importe nation liée. Et nous allons rentrer en dedans. Nous allons montrer qui ça a passé en dedans. Ah, mais nous sommes avec Titia Caroline. Nous connaissons Titia Caroline, c'est un membre BPX. Titia Caroline, qui ça qui a passé en dedans?
Eh bien, en dedans, il y a un pile activité, un pile réalité. Nous avons un pile immigrant, journée jeudi, qui n'a pas gagné papier. Et immigrants, ça y est, une bagaille, commissionnaire Bastien dit, c'est pour nous toutes mettre tête nous ensemble. Que c'est communauté espagnole, que c'est communauté haïtienne, nous toutes dans le même panier. Ça veut dire que c'est des gens qui ont TPS pendant plusieurs années, mais il n'y a pas de jamais d'opportunité pour stabiliser la vie. Donc, nous prenons le travail plus de jour en jour ensemble pour nous gagner plus de force, pour nous assurer que le message nous a plus voix, nous toutes différentes ethniques, communautés qui ont le même problème, nous parler même gens. Et l'après-midi, nous sommes venus avant lunch, nous avons gagné un groupe d'avocats qui t'a parlé, même de nouveaux executive orders que Biden a fait nommer pour Haïtiens. Et quand un avocat a dit, et bon que ça fait, mais il y a un pile haïtien qui va bénéficier. Par exemple, nous avons des haïtiens qui ont 30 ans aux États-Unis. Ils viennent de TPS après le tremblement de terre là. So, moun sa yo a couru sous 40 ans aux États-Unis avec un TPS dans yo. Et moun sa yo tout, ça gagne cap travail, pourtant de 8 août pour arriver, yo pas de papier. So, c'est ça que fait commissionnaire Bastien dit. Il faut que nous continuions le travail parce que nous avons besoin de plus. Donc, après-midi, après lunch, par les différentes sessions qui arrivent encore, et je suis sûr que PDX a la live pour faire couverture de différentes activités que nous pourrons faire pour le reste après-midi.
Oui, BPX a live, mais est-ce que vous pensez qu'après l'activité, nous avons organisé des pétitions pour nous faire un devoir, pour nous porter aller dans le problème d'immigration qui a traversé différentes ethnies dans Miami?
Et l'objectif journée, c'est pour ça. C'est pour nous capables de mettre voix nous ensemble, pour nous mettre différentes ethnies communautés, et puis pour gagner des coups de téléphone, parce que matin, il y a une bagaille commissionnaire Bastien fait, c'est le numéro de téléphone constituant nous pour nous relayer, pour nous quitter, connaît que nous devons réinstaller TPS. Et nous, moi-même personnellement, comme activiste, nous avons besoin de connaître qui ça a fait avec mon Biden qui l'a pour 2 ans. Donc c'est nous toutes qui pour mettre ensemble, qui pour dire, puis un petit groupe pour apaiser et puis pour des météos temporaires. So, nous tous à venir ensemble et nous tous à relayer l'administration Biden pour nous dire pas à la dernière minute pour réinstaller TPS.
afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Where are my people at? What's going on? What's up? What's going on? How are you doing? How are you feeling after lunch? Was the food good? Please clap it up for the farm staff that have been working so hard to make sure that you're fed. Thank you so much, thank you so much, thank you so much. This next panel is an opportunity for organizers from different parts of the community to talk about the common and shared experiences that they've had while organizing. And to briefly explain why it's so important to be a part of an organization that is on the ground doing the work necessary to make sure that you and I and people that look like us and have names that sound like ours, to have rights is just one thing. You don't need a professional degree to be a part of these organizations. You don't need to be the President of the United States. You don't need to have gone to the fanciest places. You don't need to have traveled across the world. All you need is the desire to see better and to want better for your community and for your people. And if you're in this room, I would venture to guess that you care enough to want better for your people. Am I right? Is that correct? And so I want to introduce the members of the panel right now. From right to left, you have Jean-Pierre. Jean-Pierre? We have Sonia Moreno from FLIC. We have Paul Nanfi from the Family Action Network Movement. And Rolando Bosch from the Family Action Network Movement. Please clap it up. And so to begin the panel, we're just going to go from my right, the audience's left, over. Can you please just introduce yourself in about 60 seconds, explain what you do, what do you organize around, and how you found yourself getting involved in that work.
Non, moi c'est Jacques Janvier. On sont TPS holder aux États-Unis depuis en juillet 2008. Malade, et puis après ça, il y a un quick, même sous TPS. Même pas qu'on croise avec femme de Chicago, à un moment. Je suis 9 ans à Chicago, et puis je suis entré ici, je croise avec femme. Et depuis le ça, nous croisons net, nous mariés. Nous avons besoin en pile d'organisation qui est soucieux de nous. Des organisations dans le profit qui va tirer enquête avantage de nous. Nous besoin eux parce que si c'est pas eux en pile non nous pas qu'on va appliquer pour TPS. Qui ça TPS qui ça Dakar, qui ça recommande des pieds. C'est à travers eux-mêmes. Ils traduisent pour nous en français, en créole. Ça permet nous que nous capables véhiculer nous même pour faire licence haïtien aider dans ce sens-là. Il faut supporter la communauté nous. Parler de communauté nous. Faire vraiment aller plus haut et plus loin. Qui va organisation qu'on connaît, on va faire effort, faire venir joindre nous, va rendre plus fort et plus puissant. Parce que femmes posent pile action sur béton. Même en travail, moi, femme pour poser action. Pour action pour moi, pour papier, tout bagaille. Et femmes de bagon joue que avec femme. Nous mariés net, et n'a pas petit. Moi, mes femmes en pile. Et je souhaite que nous tous qui la tout au bon. C'est une opportunité de faire partie d'une organisation, surtout dans les États-Unis. Au bon. Vous ne pouvez pas rien du tout. Il faut entrer dans un bagage vivre. Regardez pour comment elle a fonctionné. Au bon, pour information, mais faire partie d'une organisation. De l'église quelconque. Mais pas avec des sonorités, venir aux États-Unis pour être ou même seul. Ou bien fragile. Mais plutôt apprendre par organisation qui c'est pas forme de flic ou bien ça qui est intéressant là, mais marcher quand même dans un groupe, dans l'assemblée, dans la communauté, at least vous connaissez un monde qui existe. Ok, merci.
Thank you. Sonia.
early, but in this moment now, I introduce myself as a South Florida membership organizer with Flick. And why I doing what I doing, what I organize. Okay, we are an organized membership, organization.
Hold on,
members.
before you continue, I just want to impress onto the members of the audience, please, one mic, not just so you can hear the panelists speaking, but also so the translators can do their jobs. It's very important. This is information that we're relaying in real time in English, in Haitian Creole, and in Spanish. And we want everyone who doesn't speak English as a first language to have the opportunity to understand it just like English speakers do. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And also, we was talking with Paul, maybe the community members who lives in the corner, we have table. We have an empty table here.
Yeah, if you're looking for a place to sit,
come to the
please
front.
come to the front. I don't bite, I promise.
Okay, as I was explaining a little bit why I do what I do in I organize communities and organization members of the Florida Immigrant Coalition is because we see the need of the make change and work together as communities and organizations to defend the immigrants' rights and defend the more vulnerable communities in Florida. And as a coalition, we come together with organization members and partners on the national, the local, statewide level, and at the national and global levels, right? The international week, because especially when we talk about the immigrants, the immigration, we need to understand the root of the problem. Why the immigrants decided to leave our countries? Why our community, when they come here, they need a permanent solution. They need solutions. That's why those organizations come together and to unite it and educate the community and create and push laws who are gonna protect our communities, especially our immigrants communities. Right.
Thank you, thank you.
Bonsoir tout le monde. Moi, j'ai aimé, je parle créole parce que j'ai aimé parler directement avec la majorité de gens qui connaissent interprète capable de faire tout le monde connaît. Donc, rapidement, nous, en dans un écosystème. Parce que l'organisation Family Action Network Movement, nous offrons service, nous venons chercher service et puis nous encadrons, mais nous opérons dans un écosystème qui a une pilote organisation, qui a un Flick, qui a un Florida Rising, et nous faisons parler de Jasmine Félix, Vice Chair, nous vraiment contents en présence de Miami Worker Center, etc. Donc, l'objectif, nous, vraiment, c'est sensibiliser le public. Parce que même maintenant, il doit deux bras croisés oisifs, ou bien il doit un monde qui est actif, qui a pour un changement. Même maintenant, ça dépend des gens que vous abordez et les gens ont encadré dans le mouvement. Et c'est derrière ça, nous sommes bien contents que Jacques présent avec nous parce que c'est une homme qui est toujours là avec nous Washington, comme moi-même, qui est TS, qui faut qu'on ait un statut permanent pour capable faire plaidoyer justement pour sénateurs, membres congrès, pour changer d'idée, pour nous gagner assez de votes, pour nous gagner un statut permanent. Donc c'est comme ça nous formons, là, c'est comme ça nous organisons. Merci.
Good afternoon, buenas tardes, bonsoir. Okay, my name is Rolando Bosch. I'm a climate gentrification organizer here at the Family Action Network Movement. I'm gonna take this opportunity to actually talk about what climate gentrification is, since I'm sure a lot of you might have no clue. Climate gentrification is what we suffer in Miami. As you saw the flooding that we suffered a couple of weeks ago with water going up to your chest, going up, drowning your whole house, drowning your vehicle. It's just gonna get worse. And what that does is it affects moving patterns and it affects the patterns of redevelopment in the city. And that causes displacement. So I work in housing justice, basically, right? So while my colleagues have talked about, you know, immigrants advocating and organizing for migrant causes, I would like to, use this perspective that I have to talk about immigrants organizing around subjects that might not be migration, but where we are still targeted because we are migrants, right? So for instance, in housing, I'm currently working at a mobile home park that is literally less than 5 minutes from here. Less than 5 minutes walking distance from here. It's called Miami Shore Mobile Home Park, okay? And in this park, these people are being allegedly, absolutely abused by the developers, abused by the management, and being taken advantage of. Now, a lot of these people do not speak the language. A lot of these people do not know the laws in this country. Some of these people are undocumented, all right? So there's a lot of obstacles in organizing when we're organizing things that are not migration, because housing could affect an American person just like it affects us. But an American person is gonna have different resources to tackle the problems when they come up, right? Or they might not have the concerns that a lot of migrant families have, right? So I would like to kind of like with I'm gonna close my statement to let everybody else speak, but I would kind of like love to hear from my colleagues here, maybe some experiences where you guys might have had where you've noticed, the obstacles of organizing migrants here in the United States, some of the fear that sometimes people have, and what do we do to kind of overtake those fears, and how can we become stronger communities with our knowledge and their willingness.
Nous connaissons qu'il y a un pile de monde qui sortit tout partout pour participer à l'activité. Et nous connaissons avec Teacher Caroline, lui-même qui sont membres du BPX, lui accompagné de l'autre monde. Je permettre que nous, ouais, Teacher Caroline, mettez la à l'épreuve. Nous parlons de Teacher Caroline qui peut aller parler ensemble avec lui pour dire nous qui ça dans Diaco. Teacher Caroline me permet de parler ensemble avec le commissionnaire pour lui répondre ça, lui de répondre.
Commissioner, we're very happy to see that you are here with us. And what brought you to this particular immigration summit that Commissioner Bastian is putting together?
What brought me here is that I would like to work with Commissioner Bastian as she tried to push forward TPS and all the other getting people here into the United States. There was a time when the United States welcomed all immigrants.
TV Resau is one of the local television stations that is seen all over the world. Tell our audience that's watching, how is the campaign doing? How can they get involved? And where is the campaign headquarters? And when is the campaign headquarters will be open?
The campaign headquarters will be open July 1st. And that would be at 811 Northwest 54th Street. Again, that's 811 Northwest 54th Street. And we would love to have everyone come out, help us celebrate, because we'll be celebrating all day as we move things in. So if you want to bring some muscle power, bring that as well.
Okay. Commissioner, people call you the lady that get things done. Coming back as a county commissioner, and I say coming back because it's just a matter of time for you to be our next county commissioner in District 3. What are some of the things that the Haitian community will be excited about?
I think they'll be excited for me coming back and letting the developers know that they are welcome to come in and build affordable housing as well as workforce housing.
Thank you.
Commissioner, we thank you very much. Thank you for coming to this particular immigration summit. And we know that you've always been there for us, and this is why I'm wearing your shirt.
And thank you for having me on today.
Thank you.
Nous sommes trois Teacher Caroline qui t'a parlé ensemble avec le commissionnaire. Donc, BPX TV Réseau, c'est ça. Nous avons un pile code dans la guitare. Donc, je peux toujours dire, nous tout partout, tout côté, parce que nous sommes yeux avec les oreilles.
Before we get, let's recontextualize that conversation, right? Because obviously people are involved in different conversations. Some people care about climate, some people care about housing, some people care about if you're a home worker, if you're a housekeeper, but there's a through line through all of that. Most of you, at least from what we're hearing on the panel, most of you are either yourself an immigrant. Just raise your hand if you or someone in your family is an immigrant. If you were not born in the United States, if someone in your family, your parents, were not born in the United States. So pretty much affects everyone in this room, right? And so, I forgot what I was saying. Everyone here is either an immigrant or lives somewhere, right? So raise your hands if you're a renter. If you do not own the place that you live in. If you live in a trailer park, so that's most people in this room. Everybody on this panel works in these spaces, either immigration or housing or something housing adjacent. And so, but in their work, they've experienced difficulty in trying to get folk for one reason or another. But I want each person to talk about in their work the difficulties that they've had in trying to get folk involved in their specific fight. So if you're in immigration, what are you experiencing that's preventing people to showing up? Is it from in immigration spaces? Is it fear of being deported or coming in contact with the law? Is it fear of their own immigration status and they don't know what rights that they have? So talk about a little bit of those experiences. One of you can speak, all of you can speak, and there's no particular order.
Okay, I guess Florida Immigrant Coalition here. Okay, one of the big challenges as the organizers we see on our community and in the impacted community is, like you mentioned, be afraid to confront a police officer or the immigration laws here in the United States, especially in our state. Who here at the last year about the SB 7, the horrible anti-immigrant bill, SB 1718? Who know about the SB 1718?
So maybe they don't know, so could you explain what SB 1718 does?
And that's why we are here, right? To educate our community, to let them know what's going on in Tallahassee, to let everybody know here who doesn't know yet about this horrible bill. How this bill affect our communities. Not only undocumented communities, not only the immigrants in Florida, everyone, our kids, our USA citizens, church, right? The organizations who fight for the immigrants' rights. This law was approved last year on Tallahassee, the Senate, right? On the Senate, and our Governor DeSantis, he signed this bill on July, before July, right? But that's been approved as a law since July 1st, 2023. Since then, our coalition and our organization members it's been working to educate the community, to organize the community, and let them know, even if we live in a state with this anti-immigrant bill, we still have rights. We still have rights. We still have constitutional, I'm sorry, my English is not 100%, but here I am. Constitutional rights. We have trainings of teaching the community and the organizational members of LEAG to know how to educate the community, the Know Your Right trainings, the info session trainings, info session meetings, community meetings. Everywhere we go, our goal is to educate the community and let them know that they're not alone. Even if this bill was approved in Florida, we're not alone. We have rights. And we have organizations, and we have leaders, and we have official electeds who fight in Tallahassee for us, for our right, even if we are undocumented in this country. And that's the important to know what our organizations doing for our community. And one of the challenges we find out on the community, of course, is that they're afraid. Because when they hear these kind of laws, you know, they feel like panic. They feel like, you know, like if they go outside of the houses, so they go to the store, or they go to the church, or they go to the hospital, or they go to pick up their kids from school, and they don't have any identification, they're gonna be deported. They're gonna be deported to the countries and left the families alone, and left their kids, maybe there are 6, 2, 3, 5 years, 18 years, 20 years, and they're gonna be here without their parents. That's why those bills, that's how those bills affect our community. And of course, when I create a community event, when I invite a community for our community events, for the Know Your Right, they're gonna be afraid to get out from their houses and come to our meetings. They're tired. They're mental, physical, emotional, tired. And they're busy to try to survive and bring food to their families. And they say, we don't have time. This bill passed, but what we can do? And that's why we are doing what we're doing, because we have to go looking for those communities, knocking their doors, and let them know we are fighting for our rights. Let's get out. Let's get outside. Let's go to this meeting. Let's go to these assemblies like this and educate, come together, and fight for our rights. Because, like I said, even if we have this anti-immigrant bill in Florida or another state of the USA, we still have constitutional rights. And one of the rights is to fight back. And this is last year. This year, we went back to Tallahassee and introduced the solution of this monster here. And the solution is the Welcome in Florida Act in Florida at the state level. This bill gonna protect our communities. This bill gonna cancel all this bad thing on this side here. So part of what we do is educate the community and organize and let them know we have the right to fight back. And we have the right to ask the solution. The solution right now is what the proposed, right, is this one here. Welcome in Florida Act. We don't have enough time to explain all this and all this, but we have community meetings and we can...
I actually wanted to take some time to talk about SB 1718, just very briefly, because it impacts, again, everybody raised their hand saying either you or someone you know is an immigrant. And so if you know somebody who's undocumented in Florida, and you go, say your cousin lives in Georgia, and you go get your cousin who's undocumented in Georgia and try to bring them into Florida, it's a felony. And when you're charged with a felony, and you yourself are an immigrant, you are subject to deportation proceedings. And obviously, most of us in this room, being from Haiti, given what Haiti's situation has been, for a long, if we want to go be real, over 100 years, but especially since the assassination of Jovenel Moïse, that is a very precarious position to be in. Moreover, employers, if they have more than 25 employees, have to engage in E-Verify. E-Verify, when they have to go into the system and verify that you or someone you love is eligible to work in the United States. That can impact you or someone you know or someone that you love. Moreover, if you are from out of the state, again, I'm using Georgia as an example, I'm not picking on Georgia. Say you're from Georgia, you get a driver's license in Georgia as an undocumented person, and then you come to Florida, your driver's license is no longer good. And for many people in this room, whether it's you or someone you love, that's a problem. Are we on the same page? This is what Sonia is talking about, right? It's not pie in the sky logic or a highfalutin. This is everyday policy that affects your ability. If you're a driver, if you have a car, if you drove here, this affects you. And even if you are a citizen or you have lawful permanent status in the United States, Since 2017, in Chrome alone, over 400 individuals who have lawful permanent status have found themselves in Chrome. Because what 1718 does is it offers police officers and law enforcement the discretion to determine whether you have lawful status, and then they can lawfully detain you. Is that a problem? Is that a problem? You have a problem with that? You're minding your business, you're driving down the street, you get pulled over, probable cause or not, and then now you find yourself in detention and you're fighting immigration proceedings, but you have a lawful right to be here? Is that a problem? And even if you're not lawfully here, if you don't have lawful status, isn't that a problem because our brothers and our sisters have a right to be here? This is what Sonia's talking about. This is why we have to be engaged. And what she's talking about with it, and I'm going to let you talk about the Welcome to Florida Act. I wanted you to talk a little bit about, more specifically, what those provisions provide. Because when we talk about politics generally, and making sure that people are engaged, and whether, irrespective of your status, or whether you didn't finish high school, or whether you have a bachelor's or a master's or a doctorate level degree, people need to be engaged. Because this, at the end of the day, it's not about just people who sit in Tallahassee who went to Harvard. It's about people who are here, who are born here, or who are born in Honduras, or Venezuela, or Haiti, wherever you're from, this matters to you. This is important to you. So talk about the Welcome to Florida Act, and then we're going to move forward.
You want me to talk about the Welcome to Florida? Oh wow, I love it. Because after this, my skin was like, oh my God. After this, I hear a lot of sad stories in our community. I hear a lot of families being separated because they have to make the hard decision to move out to another state and left the families in Florida. Because remember, last year was a direct attack to our undocumented community. And that's what this law does. So this year, we received the great news that we have the opportunity to defend, like I said before, defend and fight back for our rights. And the solution is here. This is the result of all those assemblies like this and the community meetings and my God, the complete Congress every year when we listen, when we hear the need of the community, what the community needs, what the community asks us as organizations and to the official electeds, to the Congress, to the Senate, and to Biden, to the USA President, right now it's Biden, but to the USA President, to the Congress in Washington. They're asking for solutions. They're asking for a driver license to have an opportunity to drive without feeling afraid, work here, right? Work in the United States, of course, at the state level, we cannot have a permit work, but we can have a driving license approved by the state level. And this is one of the very important points we have in the Welcome to Florida Act. Like I said, we hear what the community needs. We express what we need and what we expect for, the solution for us. And that's one of the very important points. If we get a driving license and the opportunity to have a driving license in Florida, at least we're gonna feel free to get out every day and go to work, go pick up our kids, go to the hospital, go to the doctor appointment, go visit our families, even to go out, out of the Florida, to go to Georgia and come back without feel afraid. Now, another very important point on the Welcome in Florida Act, it is very, very important to know, is this bill, we're gonna protect our provide access to the healthcare. Now, right now, we have a campaign, it's called Denied to Us. I'm gonna say this in Spanish, negarse a responder. Okay, and we are sharing that right. When we go to the hospitals, the SB 17, one of the portions of the bill is the hospitals now are forced to ask to the patient the immigration status. That again is unconstitutional. They violating all human rights because go to the hospital because that feeling probably I'm gonna have a heart attack or I need an emergency. And think about it, now I have to go to the hospital. They're gonna ask me my immigration status. What do you think is gonna happen? What do you think is gonna happen? Our life is in 1 second can change. And I can have a heart attack just to think about it. I cannot go to the hospital because now they're gonna have to ask me that question. Guess what? We have the right to go to the hospital and ask for health care, and if they ask that question about the immigration status, we have the right to keep silence. To keep silent. To keep silence. To keep silence. Doesn't matter your immigration status. Nobody should deny you health care or your health assistance. Okay? And this is the card here. You don't have to say nothing. When they ask you for your immigration status, doesn't matter your immigration status here. If you're a U.S. citizen, please help us to share the message. We have the right to keep silence. You just need this card here. We have it on the table outside. If we deny to ask that question, they're gonna have to cancel that question from the hospitals. Okay? And that's gonna be a win-win for us. So that's the way we can organize ourselves, our community, and fight back. Now, you want me to continue talking about?
Mr. Pierre said he wanted to talk, add something. You wanted to add something?
Yes. I would like to add something.
English.
That bill,
it doesn't matter. In English, okay.
that bill is a poison pill, especially for Asian people. We cannot come back in this country. Our critical condition we live in, we cannot come back. That's why if you go out to push on the government and raise your voice, they're gonna act against us because they're gonna fake. If you mean silent, that means you agree. Silence is a response. That means I agree. I do agree. That means silence, not fear, because your life is under threat. And anything work for now, socially, ecologically, politically, economically, anything work. If you go back, and you are the hope for the people who live in, for the family, that's a crucial point. We have to think about it. Don't let the fear imprison you, imprison your soul. Whatever happens, whatever, go out and let them know we are taxpayers. We are the right to defend our lives. But they threat our lives. That's something else. They threat our future. They threat our kids. We got to decide. We got to let them know we are engaged. We are decided, and we are not going to remain silent. Let them know. Because we can influence an election in Florida. We can do it. What about more than 3 million people? We can influence them too also. Let them know we have a say in the matter. And let them know we are coming not only just for eating and no, we are coming to study, to have a brilliant future. We have a purpose. We have a goal we want to achieve. Let them know that.
Rolando, I want to go to Rolando and then Paul, specifically regarding their work in Soy Park. So Rolando, I'm just going to ask you like a couple quick questions, just give me some quick answers, and then I'm going to ask you a couple quick questions. So the first question is, how long have you been organizing this work?
So we've been organizing the Sword Park since January, so about half a year.
And what is Sword Park?
So Sword Park is
Là, nous toujours dans Little Haiti Cultural Complex, côté que nous allons parler ensemble avec Gitel. Donc ça amène nous juste boire parce que nous connaissons la communauté haïtienne qui a fonctionné. Tout partout côté moun nan depuis le connaît gen bagay qui a fait, il fait le déplacement, il vient participer. Gitel, bonsoir, BPX content recevoir et particulièrement qui ça qu'a fait dans la communauté haïtienne. Je dis que ou dit pour la communauté haïtienne ou même qui travaille ou fait dans la communauté haïtienne.
Ok, Woni, merci pour l'opportunité pour me parler avec l'audience là. Dans Broward County, nous sommes, enfin, Broward haïtien, c'est une ethnique groupe qui plus Ou bien haïtien, ou bien jamaïcain, et puis après l'autre vini. Qui veut dire que moi-même, depuis que je suis rentré dans Boiswed en 1986, passion, c'est pour m'aider les peuples haïtiens. So, je suis président Haitian American Democratic Club parce que vous connaissez aux États-Unis, toute bagaille c'est politique. Vous voyez petit toute l'école c'est politique. Si tu es côté payer de l'eau c'est politique. So, moi-même c'est toujours bagaille ça yo m'a informé communauté parce que nous sommes voix mais nous pas réaliser j'en vois nous important que c'est Boisword, que c'est Miami-Dade. En Floride, si nous tous utilisons voix, nous n'avons pas compris en plus bagaille.
Là où dit ou fonctionner dans l'éducation, quel type d'éducation que ou bail moun yo?
Éducation civique. Comme moi dit moi j'étais dans Haitian American Democratic Club, nous faisons voter registration, nous faisons qui gens soit courir pour une campagne, qui gens pour courir pour campagne, nous faisons focus group avec juge pour ça connaît qui juge. So nous essayer dans la communauté Boisword là éduquer yo pour yo même leur aller voter. Ou connaît vote là c'est le plus important. Pour yo connaître pour qui est à voter et puis qui monde qui a avantage parce que c'est pas tout le monde qui a couru pour office, c'est pas n'importe elected official qui vraiment n'a bénéfice peuple haïtien. Alors nous-mêmes nous plusieurs dans Boisword dans la bataille longtemps pour même gens femmes à bataille pour haïtiens ici avec l'autre immigrants nous voulons que yo intégrer yo dans une communauté de quoi que pour nous toujours contribuer sur l'intégration très important.
À part de l'éducation, ou involve tout dans le business. Faut-il parler nous de ça parce que l'important pour la communauté haïtienne de connaître comment pour faire business.
Ok, d'accord. En réalité, je fais près de 25 ans. Je travaille pour le gouvernement. C'est moi qui hire people comme Human Resources Director. En même temps, j'ai une position côté que Minority and Women Business ont été créé un programme ça pour 2-3 organisations que je travaille avec. Et regarder ouais, économiquement, là, on communauté ou bien pile petit business qui créé économiquement, il vraiment empower toute communauté haïtienne. Moi-même, c'était toujours rêve. Rêve, c'était pour toujours un business qui veut dire que nous sommes women, nous sommes minority owned business. Mais je voulais faire un business pour continuer sous information et éduquer la communauté. So, moi, je fais community building. So gagne Children's Services Council, University of Miami. Clients ça yo en pile fois, yo besoin pour yo reach out to Haitian community, Caribbean community. So regarder c'est une autre façon encore pour informer la communauté nous hein. Et puis yo même tout yo même si yo un service yo gon bagay à faire pour yo faire communauté haïtienne nan connaît.
Quelle importance activité jodi en gain
pour moi, comme je dis, je suis Boisword, pour moi, je viens là parce que c'est un bagage qui est toujours important pour moi. Regardez, l'année ça, c'est une année très importante. 2024, nous avons une élection dans 6 mois. Et je regarde la communauté, si ce n'est pas un monde qui vraiment a intérêt, nous, en pile, frère, ma soeur, il y a beau retourner la caille. So, là, pour parler de questions d'immigration, pour moi-même, c'est important parce que l'homme dans la communauté m'a parlé avec moi, ou bien si ma fonction est quelconque, moi, je voulais pour qu'ils connaissent quelle option que vous gagnez. Et puis, nous-mêmes, haïtiens, nous avons toujours rencontré ça côté monde dit pas dans la politique. Mes frères et soeurs aux États-Unis, toute bagaille c'est politique. Vous voyez, petit toute l'école, c'est politique. Payer bill de l'eau, c'est politique. Parce que tout le monde sait, ce sont des élus. Et le monde sait, il faut qu'on qui monde que vous mettez dans la gouvernance, non seulement town, city, côté nous, ou bien county, ou bien state, et pour un fédéral. Nous, Haïtiens, besoin de représentation dans tout le level gouvernement. So, son l'autre bagaille encore que je suis passionné about, je suis éduquer la communauté. Là, nous faisons un bon monde qui a couru pour l'office. Nous sommes pour courir pour l'office pour nous donner le support.
Donc, qui ça a en perspective pour dans Boiswood?
Au point de vue de Boiswood, nous gagnons un event qui va le faire le 29. La fête le 29 juin, ça, dans Davie, la commencé de 10h du matin jusqu'à 3h de l'après-midi. Et c'est un plan, un strategic plan session de quoi que nous gagnons Congresswoman Sheriff McCormick, nous gagnons State Representative Mary Woodson avec leader Aude Sicard, J. Jean-Louis, Michel Pamise. Nous allons mettre nous ensemble comme une communauté pour nous savoir vraiment, ok, qui décision qui est supposée faite et nous-mêmes haïtiens qui nous allons créer un calendrier ou bien un agenda pour bénéficier haïtiens.
BPX TV Réseau, remercie particulièrement l'émission qui s'est fait dans la communauté.
Merci beaucoup, c'était vraiment un privilège pour moi.
Nous avons pile espoir, il faut qu'on fasse, mais nous continuons à mettre pression pour l'administration Biden redésigner TPS pour Haïti. Autant de dit ça depuis le matin, c'est ça dit. Parce que si on redésigne TPS, imaginez, on entre dans le programme par l'administration Biden. Imaginez qu'on a 12 mois ici, donc théoriquement on a arrêté 12 mois. Et pourtant, si vous qualifiez, si vous êtes éligible, si vous êtes sur le sol américain dans la date que vous avez pour redésignation TPS, le ça va gagner 18 mois à partir de date que vous faites redésignation. Alors ça sont automatiquement son temps en plus. Pour joindre à partir de par rapport à 2 ans, là, ça vous pas obligé d'aller. Parce que légalement aux États-Unis, par rapport à la redésignation TPS, et généralement, là, on paye redésigné pour TPS, vous pouvez que la extension et redésignation future, que vous pas obligé d'aller après 18 mois, vous capable de joindre l'autre bout. Donc ça veut dire, ça dépend tout. Parce que vous avez parlé de l'élection tout à l'heure, l'élection a des conséquences. Donc, selon la façon que l'élection présidentielle a viré en novembre, nous avons 2 scénarios vraiment différents. Okay? Et nous félicitons Flick pour la présentation que nous avons faite pendant le congrès, nous avons regardé 2 scénarios. Mais si toutefois nous joignons une administration qui est disposée à continuer à redésigner et faire par extension sous TPS, c'est sûr que vous n'êtes pas obligé d'aller après 2 ans par rapport à la situation pays. Merci.
Do you also want to provide very
30 seconds.
in English for anyone who doesn't
30 seconds. So, for people without earpieces. So, the answer is that depending on the outcomes of administrative decisions in Washington on immigration, people who are beneficiaries of the CHNB humanitarian parole program of the Biden administration may very well not need to leave after 2 years. For example, if Haiti or the other countries are redesignated for TPS, the clock begins again. It becomes 18 months from the time of the redesignation, and most times that will be continued. There will be other designations, and therefore the people will not have to leave after 2 years, but it all depends also, of course, on the outcome of the election, because the candidates have very different positions on this, and it may be an end to the TPS program and the parole program as well. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, go ahead.
I think it's a clear sample how we can organize our community, how especially, right now we are advocacy on the federal level for the TPS campaign. And I would like to add and invite everybody here to go to the free website and find a petition for the TPS for redesignation TPS for Haiti. We need you to go there and sign a petition.
Where can they find that petition?
On the Flick website. And also,
can I give the link?
Yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely. Go.
And also I would like to share the 800 number, the hotline of Flick. You can call there and ask them to connect with any of us organizers, and we send the link direct to you.
So
go ahead, Ariel.
What's the link?
Alright, the simple link, okay. The simple link is Flick, FLIC.FYI/Haiti TPS. That's it. Thank you.
One more time.
One more time.
I didn't get that the first time.
That's fine. Flick, FLIC.FYI/AT-TPS. And if you want me to put in your phone, I was helping some folks earlier, I'm happy to do it. I'll be here right after.
Perfect. And that's the way we can, that's another example how we can organize ourselves, our community, how we can be part of these campaigns and make, right, this impact and have a result and make, you know, the other administration to approve that new redesignation for Haiti.
All right. Any other questions? Not really seeing any, so.
Katie from Florida Student Power.
Hey, clap it up for Katie.
So my question for countries like Haiti where there might be extension, but what if someone's from Haiti, there's no extension from the Biden administration? Is there any protections for people with chronic illnesses that cannot leave the States due to treatment? Because I actually was an immigrant at one point due to issues with my adoption, and I have chronic health issues, and we kept getting threatening, being told, hey, if you don't show us your proof, you're getting kicked off health insurance. And we were also worried that would lead to deportation. So I'm just wondering, is there any protections for people who have chronic illnesses who cannot leave the state, or else it's going to be a huge threat to their health?
Wonderful question.
Close to zero. However, if it's extended but not redesignated, then only the people who already had it will continue to have it. And the new people who arrive after November 6, 2022 will not be protected. So that is a scenario that's why our fingers are crossed every day. We're waiting for this announcement to know which way it's going. Thank you.
Wonderful question, Katie. I'm a Slytherin myself, actually. Spanish? English? What's your name?
Hi, I'm Ms. Laduro. I just have a personal question. I'm not representing anything. Took my badge off. As far as, and maybe you covered it before in the summer, and I apologize, I wasn't here earlier. What suggestion of support do you offer for the people who have applied for family members through the Biden prior to the closure that have been waiting since this started? Is there any recourse or any ways to truly get an answer compared to just calling a number or anything like that?
Sorry, we need a little precision. Are you talking about people? Are you talking about people who have applied for the parole program who have not been answered yet? Yeah, I mean, I'm a sponsor. I'm waiting for them to answer. I mean, this is the case of over a million Haitians have not yet gotten answers. Il y a plus de 1 million Haïtiens parce qu'il y a seulement quelques centaines de milliers qui répondent, qui approuvent. Il y a plus que 1 million qui ne peuvent pas approuver. So just to give you an idea, there's nothing you can do other than wait. There are some things maybe, but
So si application fait longtemps, c'est pour que ça ouvre monde qui
One mic.
Okay, sorry.
No, this is
Si vous avez des gens qui ont appliqué longtemps, des gens qui viennent appliquer même un an après, quand you get en pour application, you get en entrée, and then you still haven't had an answer.
no, that's a very few people because the way they're doing it, it's at least 50% is in fact a lottery system, but 50% is still first come, first serve, and therefore, I mean, my first applications went out in March 2023, so there are a lot of people who have been waiting for over a year who have not been approved, unfortunately.
And that's just the reality of the backlog of immigration as a whole. I've found we provide immigration services, and what we're telling people is that if God smiles on your application, maybe you might hear back in a few months. But for most people, look, it's honestly if God is really smiling on your application, if you believe in God, universe, or whatever. But many people are waiting several months on any type of application, several months, and immigration is already a years-long process, and so this is why it's important to advocate for resources for your community, particularly on the federal level.
a continué journée travail ça. Côté que tu as pile belles paroles qui parlaient. Côté a parlé sur cause immigration, sur cause TPS, sur cause monde qui viennent dans le programme de Humanitarian Call. Ça nous baptisé Biden, programme Biden là. En pile explication bail. En pile travail bien pour faire en façon pour ouais comment moun yo ka appui dans le programme ça. Parce que pas vrai pour on arriver là et puis pour battre moun yo pour voir moun yo retourner à Haïti. Nous déjà connaissons plusieurs problèmes dans yo. Donc c'est en pile plusieurs organisations qui mettent ensemble et puis qui a frappé pour voir comment que a fait voir arriver loin pour le gouvernement central tendre yo et puis on connaît qui ça a fait avec un pile immigrés haïtiens, immigrés spanish qui arrivaient sur le territoire United States là. Même BPX TV Réseau, nous avons fait nous le devoir pour nous faire ouais qui ça a passé dans la communauté. Donc travail ça c'est pour côté on chita la caïwa apprendre pour qu'on qui ça pour faire sur des TPS, pour qu'on qui ça pour faire sur venir des Asian Humanitarian Parole, ça nous baptisé programme Biden là, sur venir tout sous visa pour faire asile. Suivez mission ça pour qu'on connaisse qui ça pour faire et chercher connaître toute bonne information qui permet de connaître qui gens pour mettre ou d'actualité dans la communauté. Nous-mêmes, BPX TV Réseau, c'était un plaisir pour nous être avec vous. Non pas M. Ronit Luma pour ça qu'a fait dans la communauté et nous disons toujours songer que BPX TV Réseau, c'est l'espoir de la culture haïtienne.
Si l'arc-en-ciel de voix, si l'arc-en-ciel de cachonne, c'est un pour l'humanité à changer. Côté l'humain sur la voie, mais un tourbillon qui le veut. Mon vieux pas mission d'enfer. C'est comme ça, c'est notre ambition. Si vous faites avant ou pas connaître, comment haïtien de tout pour lui. La libérée Haïti va vélo, attendez causer. La libérée Haïti va vélo, attendez, allons t'y faire marcher, oh attendez. La 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 salut, joli drapeau que mon amour enlace. Le souffle des soldats sonne de ta vie. Et même la mer immense